too bad, my bad. Yeah. First of the month, I'm a running back. Ay. Same day, why I'm a running back. Yeah. Friday, payday, running back. Ay. Running back, running back, running back. 48 yards, I run it back. Ay. I cop a car, I run it back. Yeah. Go your then run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back.
Thanks, Coach. Well, the sun has gone down and the mercury going down as well. To be expected, I guess, here on an autumn night just outside of D.C. at FedEx Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cleveland Browns and the Washington Redskins. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Ready? 90, Wolf. 50. It's a party now. It's a party now. Hey, Zoo. Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. You better be ready. Don't be scared of it. Hey, Sam off. Hit it.
On 1st and 10, Herbert, he's going to take a shot right away. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
He's coming, double up. Ready?
Darius Geis, his first carry of the game. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
Shit. Slam. X3. 218. Chop.
Now a handoff. Geis going right. He'll have a first down past the 40. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Washington. Darius Geis, his 4th touchdown on the year. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. First carry for Nick Chubb. He takes us from the 30 to the 34.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
At the 34-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Hurry.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Now the Redskins have an extra man in the secondary here on third.
Tight guard. Hurry. Motion out of the backfield.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he's got his man. That's Landry. Now, that's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that, because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long.
56 to Mike. 56 is the Mike. Regular. Check. Hurry. Hey, on 133. 6 right there. 56.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And they're going to get him down well short of the first, as he can only get this to the 30. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. Taking it about the 36. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Redskins will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10.
Set. 10 Lobo. 50. Come to my work. We want it. Come to my work. 22 jet bomber.
On 1st down, this is Geis. And he's taken down inside the 30. 17 yards that time and a Washington first. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
On 1st down, a running play ends up going backwards as he won't get close to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards.
Hey, Charlie.
To throw on 2nd down. Herbert toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
But he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Under 10. Alert flare. Sponge. No. Shift. You go tight. You got tight. Hey, Alpha.
From the gun, Herbert. And he finds McLaurin. Touchdown! Washington. Terry McLaurin hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further.
This is similar to baseball where you walk the leadoff hitter and you don't expect him to come around and score. Almost impossible. Anytime a defense has to defend a short field, you usually end up seeing the result we saw, giving up points.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive.
Sometimes it absolutely serves job that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. From the gun, Mayfield. Flush to his right. And that will be incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked out and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So, yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety. Look. Squeeze. Watch the time. Hey, wahoo. Now.
Looking to throw on second down. Herbert. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. That one good for 26 and a first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Yeah. Get it.
On first down, here's Love. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here we go. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. Hey. Check three.
Off the play fake. Herbert, he's going to loft one. Deep left side here. Oh, wide open. Complete. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Extra point good by Hopkins. And it's now 21-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone.
I got you, boy.
And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Browns drive about to get started. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Check the hot read. Hurry.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a third down and less than a yard. The Redskins on third down, putting an extra man here in the secondary. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. Gets through, and now an opening. There he goes, right side. Past the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, his fourth touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Down 3 scores already. This game was really in danger of getting away from them. They needed a drive like that, especially on the road.
Not only to calm themselves, but maybe tamp down the crowd a little bit because everything was against them. As you noted, this game could have gotten away from them very easily, but instead, the calming drive, now they have a little bit more confidence. Okay, we're back in it. All right, we're ready to go. That was impressive.
And the defense now needs to reciprocate. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Slant. Hey, Greystone, travel. Go.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
Redskins, first down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a give. Right side, it's Geis. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 42-yard line.
Geis with a carry on 2nd down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
It's 3rd down and 5.
The Redskins on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 5.
Out. Check 26. Deuce. Fire.
Operating from the gun. Herbert, he's going to loft one. Deep left side here. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
But one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Now Chubb running right. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The Browns on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. A run for Nick Chubb. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. His throw incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. On 3rd down, Mayfield. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. There he goes left side. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham with touchdown number 12 on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards, as he'll get this only back to the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On second down, it's Love, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Let's go.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action.
Go. Now.
They'll run again with Love on first down. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Hey, team 6.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Go.
33-yard line.
Get it.
To throw on second down. Herbert. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. All right, Charles, as a former defensive back, how disheartening to actually catch it but just not be able to stay in bounds there defensively.
Well, extremely, because you know the rap against us defenders is that we're frustrated offensive guys who can't catch. And he caught it, just couldn't get his feet down in bounds. It's that second part that finished off the play for him.
55, Mike 55. Bravo. Too little, Let's go.
On third down, Herbert. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down. This quarterback now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Here's Love. A gain of 3, second down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
218, chop.
Brings up 2nd
Yeah.
and 7.
Hey, exit.
Their 48-yard line.
55, Mike, 55. Ready.
Back to throw. Herbert. He completes it to Wilson. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown.
Good job.
Caleb Wilson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try to go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Mayfield to throw it. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
The Redskins take over 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
8, read. Here we go, let's bring it. Let's go, let's bring it.
Geis. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The Redskins going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Hey, high 7. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Man, let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration. Mike's 50.
From the gun, Herbert. And finding the tight end, Wilson. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on third.
Yes, yes. Hey, Echo.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Now Landry. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Browns drive about to get started. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And they're going to be waiting for him as they get him behind the line. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. He was looking for Landry that time. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot. 5.
Throwing on first down. Herbert. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty, no question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
6-6, pull it high. Tighten up, tighten up.
Hey, alert 3, alert 3.
They'll try and throw for it. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a two-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know what I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense, right?
That's true. You've said that before.
Good work, let's go. Let's go.
The Browns drive about to get started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Check. You better bring it. You better bring it. I'm letting you know right now, you better bring it. Pick the edge. Come. Joker. Alert. Hurry. 44.
They run again with Hunt. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Run. 44's the mic. Man, that's trash. Hey, Zoo. 44's the mic.
Mayfield looks to throw, and he completes it to Hunt. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup.
First down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Ready? Hurry! Motion!
Fofo's the mic. Mike's Fofo.
Here we go. Shit. Watch twist. Slam. King. Watch that.
On the carry, it's Chubb. And an alley to run. The 40, the 30, 10. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Touchdown.
Nick Chubb with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Browns make some inroads here on that deficit. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that will shave one more off this lead.
33. Browns 21.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Ready.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense.
Hey.
Running to start the drive is Love. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Bryce Love, 78 yards. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further.
Well, that is certainly a deflator right there defensively. Their guys just came off of a touchdown drive. They're back in the game, and then bam, they give up a touchdown 1 play later. How about that?
And the momentum, which seemingly had shifted the other direction, thought we might be seeing a comeback. That momentum right back the other way.
Well, that is certainly not complimentary football that we saw right there. The defense is supposed to help their offense, not give up another touchdown.
The Browns drive about to get started, and they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. On second down now, it's Hunt. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on third and a tough 9.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Hey, Charlie.
Throwing, Mayfield. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice gain.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football.
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets
weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, 60 yards. And the Browns get a score closer. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly second and long.
Hey, Wahoo! Look at me, zipper! Get it!
From the gun, Herbert, and he lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Throwing on third and long. Herbert slings this deep for McLaurin. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to fourth down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
On the ground, it's Chubb. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
King!
55, Mike, 55. Tackles.
Go!
To throw, Mayfield. He's going to air one out. No, he almost had it. Already with one interception, just missing his second there.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Let's go, D.
Mayfield. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
58 for Mike, 58. 58 for Mike.
So don't say nothing.
On first down, Herbert. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Denzel Ward. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Trucks over him. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
SOS. Fofos to Mike. Mike's Fofo. Watch the pass. Watch the pistol. Here we go. Hurry. Bang.
First down, Mayfield. He's going to look for Beckham in the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham with his 13th touchdown of the year and second of the game. As his guys are back within a single score. Seibert on for the PAT. And the lead will shrink to 6.
Makes the score Redskins 40, Browns 34.
So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a one-score, 6-point game. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
Ready, set.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On the ground, it's Geis. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now third down. To throw on third down, Herbert. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. It's a first down following a gain of 3.
Each team has its own terminology. Some people call it jumbo, some call it monster, some call it king. But it doesn't really matter. They brought in the big lumber to pick up that first down.
Yeah, you think about goal line defense with the goal line offense that time getting it done. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
At the 18-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Let's go. Shoot. Watch the shoot.
They run. Chubb. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
Pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Good. 180. 44 is the ball. Are you getting hit? Are you getting hit? Shoot, shoot, shoot. Up, up. 44 is the Mike. 44 is Mike. Check, check. I want that. Recon, 132 fighter. Give me that ball.
Now Chubb. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
Brings up 4th down.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Running for it. Here's Chubb. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. Nick Chubb stops short. And the Redskins defense going to take over on the turnover on downs. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to...
A big seam, and he might go all the way. 20! And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Bryce Love, an even 90 yards. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Looking to throw. Herbert. And this one's caught. And their 4th quarter lead grows by a couple more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Montez Sweat, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Hey, Delta. I'm trying to collect.
44 is the mic. 44 is Mike. Check. Rip right. 44, Mike, 44.
After the sack on first down, Mayfield. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to hold that one in.
Third and long for Mayfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off near the 29. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. Trying to get it to Landry there.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Let's go. 10 Lobo.
Right there in the middle. 55. Check.
Protein spill.
You got tape. You got
Bravo.
Mike 55. Mike 55.
Go.
Blue dance.
On first and 10, Herbert. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Anderson Aho. And he'll get this back across the midfield stripe and down to the 47-yard line. Two-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a two-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Montez Sweat able to record his 5th sack of the season. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing on second and long. Mayfield. That one is caught by Hunt. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That second down completion, something of a disaster, and now they're left with third and long. Now Mayfield. And finding the tight end Hooper. And they will advance this across midfield, but still well shy of a first as he's tackled at the 47.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
Now Mayfield on fourth down. He's going to let it fly. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 17 yards that time and a Washington first. That one looked looks like he'll throw here. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. He was trying to get it to Terry McLaurin, and it's second down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Hey! You remember me? Let's go, baby! Hey, Echo! Mike's 50, Mike's 50! Check, get!
To throw again. Herbert. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Yeah. Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot. Go.
Operating from the gun. Herbert. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Washington, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And they'll get another home date next week as the 49ers will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Browns, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire...
and New Orleans. Big Snoop Dogg got a Madden league. His team is off the hook and you don't really want none, but if you do, come and get some. See, tell your mama and tell your daddy and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Tell your mama and tell your daddy and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Come get some if you want some, but you ain't bad enough, so you can't take none. I'm Big Snoop Dogg and I'm the only one, and when it comes to Madden, all y'all fools my sons. Haha, bag up off me and watch you lose. Snoop Dogg is on the mic, I'm giving Madden blues. And if you choose to run up on me, you gon' get laid out so fast, cause I can get you with the run or I can hit you with the pass. Come on. I can't be touched and I can't be schemed. Roll you, wanna